You know, like, even though, like, people message me and say, oh, yeah, you're so disciplined and you work hard and all of that. Working hard is not, it's not a goal. I'm being honest. Working hard all the time is not, that's not a life goal. A life goal is to be able to have your money.
But don't we have to work hard?
You have to get to that, but
I know what you
no,
mean.
no, you get what I mean. But the problem is, society now.
We have to work though.
Yeah, no, we have to. But the problem is now, Gabriel. Like, you see, like, I kind of empathize with the younger generation of, bro, like, there's no rewards for them.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
a lot of men work
Like,
less as well.
I get that point.
Especially like, all right, cool. Before you could retire, like when I was a little kid, you could retire at 60. Then it got pushed 65. What is it now? 75.
No, I think it's
70.
67. I don't know if it's 70 yet. I don't know.
Huh? No, I swear it's not past 70.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
I swear it's 70. But by the time most of these kids are old enough, it's going to be like close to 80.
But that part I agree with is that it's almost like you're working. But then, you're right. I think it's messed up.
Bro, think of it.
And I get why they don't want to work.
Let's go back 600 years before all the bullshit. Alright, what do you think they probably did?
They worked on farms, bro.
Men went to hunt, they worked in farms quickly, they got there, gathered their food, and the rest of the day people just
Vibes,
crack joke and vibes with each other. They socialized. There was unity, there was family.
Yeah.
So me, you, our neighbours, we're all bridges, our kids hang together, everyone looks after each other, you know what I mean?
And then the British came and fucked everything up.
But let's not say the British came because there were still issues internally.
There was.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. Slavery messed a lot of things up. As in the transatlantic slavery messed a lot of things up.
Even here, they messed up their own people.
Of course.
Because there was people who was just vibes in and doing the same thing with their family, starting fires in the woods to keep themselves warm during winter. You know what I mean? Living as a unit. And a few greedy man started the whole system. So it's like now fast forward to this day and age. Yeah, like I like getting money and I like getting nice things, but at the same time, I always have in the back of my mind that even though I've got nice things and I do things I want, I'm like, is this what life is all about?
Yeah.
I think the only
Life
way
is meant to be simpler.
I think the most expensive thing for us right now is living. What I mean living is the cost of a house.
Yeah.
As in what your rent is.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that housing bubble is not going to burst. And until it bursts, I don't think anything's going to change because if you could reduce your rent by half, I think things will be a lot easier.
Yeah.
And I don't see that happening.
No, it won't.
It won't happen because there's too many
there's
people
no
who own
incentive.
properties. For it to drop or burst, that means properties need to drop. So the value of sold property needs to reduce, which is never going to happen.
Facts.
Or the council need to build more properties, which is not going to happen.
Two things that I think that should be cheap: housing and food. Those are the only two things. Anything else, I don't give a fuck if you price a car too high.
But there's a big but though.
It's not a necessity.
And this is what I was talking with someone the other day about this. There's a big but though. Someone has to cultivate that food. So how much are we paying that person to do it? For something to be, this is the problem we forget, for something to be cheap, there's labour involved. Someone's working for it, to do it.
So you're saying we should get some sort of conscripted labour from foreign countries and...
it sounds bad.
Because if we did...
It sounds bad, but you think about...
Hypothetically, if we had slaves...
The only way something can be cheap, is for somebody to be getting paid peanuts to do it. So, but you're right. Food should be cheap.
Or maybe,
but
there needs to be like a new national training thing as children, where we all have allotments and we learn the basics, and
I think that's
maybe that's the future. Maybe that's the future. But housing, especially, I think everyone should have a home.
Yeah, but you remember once again, we've got so far now that let's say, for instance, housing should be cheap. Who's building the homes, and how much are we paying them to build it?
Well, that's where these taxes should be put towards them, I guess.
And I found out the other day, stamp duty, was not meant to be something permanent.
No.
The other day, I found out that there was like a war that happened, and basically the UK implemented stamp duty. I think it was in the 1600s. It was only meant to be temporarily, but when they realised how much they were making from stamp duty, some still got stamp duty now.
Bro, most things now.
And apparently they make something like 1.8 billion. They make over 1.8 billion every year off stamp duty.
Bro,
It's not going anywhere.
getting peak.
It's meant to be temporary.
It's not
Stamp duty.
going. Bro, if you're not making money, bro, you're done.
Business. That's the way they see it.
And I think when you see the world as a business deal and a transaction, I think it doesn't make life easier, but you understand that it's just business.
But then you can get involved. That's the difference.
Hey, you know what's crazy, yeah?
Not everyone can.
Yeah, but
Someone has to work.
someone has to work. Yeah, but then you say it doesn't have to be me.
But if everyone adopts that mentality,
But they can't. They can't. Like
Right.
the way you say like you've got what they call NEETs, not in
like
employment
education,
or
employment,
yeah,
or training.
yeah, they can work. You don't have to be the fastest. You just have to be faster than the guy behind you.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you don't. I don't think you have to be ridiculously intelligent or anything. You can cut through just by being smarter than.
But the problem now is that years ago you could have an honest job and cut through.
It's gone.
You can't. Like people were working for BT, working in Tesco's, working in Sainsbury's, making an honest living. You can still do that now, but there's no reward. And remember,
It's a waste.
is it a luxury? Okay, Chizo, is it a luxury to be able to live by yourself as an adult? Is that a luxury?
Of course it is.
No, but should it be a luxury?
It should. That's why I said homes should be for everyone, but now it is. Like,
Is it a luxury?
bro, it is right now.
No. I'm saying no. We know it is now, but
Yeah.
should it be a luxury? Or
No,
it
it shouldn't be.
Should that be normal to live
It should
by
be
yourself?
normal. It should be normal to live by yourself. But now, prime example, most houses around on this road, a lot of people are flat sharers. Unfortunately.
And you got big capitalism chiz with gym in his back garden, big TV,
Bro, I work hard.
green sofa.
I work hard. I work harder than most. And it, like I said, even though I do and I get my rewards and treat myself with things that I like to make it more cozy for me. My work don't feel like working, innit?
Okay.
It don't feel like working, but at the same time, I'm just like, what life is meant to be a lot simpler. We're meant to have community.
Are you special?
Huh?
Are you special?
I'm not special, I just-
Is your level of, so obviously you don't think you're successful,
Yeah.
but let's assume that for the sake of the question that you are. Is your level of success achievable by anyone?
Yes, I'm just disciplined.
By anyone.
Yes.
Let me even shorten quick.
Yes.
By
Yeah,
anyone
there's nothing special
in the UK.
Yes.
To be fair,
There's
to be
nothing special I'm doing.
So you say you don't have a gift? You don't have a gift?
My gift is I'm a very, very good networker.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one.
And not
Not anyone can do that. Yeah, I hear that part. But the good thing I'm good at is connecting dots. That's a natural skill. But at the same time, most things that I do at the moment, most people can do it or learn to do it quick. It's just
I don't think anyone can do networking.
the problem is a lot of people don't have discipline. That's all it is. So like for instance, like now we're recording this, certain people are messaging me, and when I take too long to reply, they think I'm airing them, like what I said earlier. But yeah, segue away from that. It's down to even little things like, alright, go gym every day without a fail at certain times. When I'm in the gym, when I'm training, I'm ignoring everyone. When I finish training, I could talk to you all day. But certain points of the day, when you call me in the morning, sometimes what happens? I just lock off the call because I'm in my zone working.
Yeah.
But people don't have these boundaries and disciplines for themselves because they'll think, oh, if I talk to my man now, I could catch up later in the day. But me, I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? Like even now, my dad phoned me just right when we started recording. But he was meant to call me yesterday. But I told him as well. I said, if you call me within this certain time, I might be busy and I might not answer. But he's called me within that time window.
Yeah.
Because he thinks he's got the bigger chest in it.
Yeah.
So I've ignored and said, oh, I'm busy, but I'll call you after. People don't have these boundaries for themselves, so they think that, oh, this has happened because blah, 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 or that's happened because I wasn't put in position for this or that. But I've created my own situation because I knew, all right, I couldn't get this job that I wanted at this point. So instead of me sitting around and moaning and still sulking about it, like, cool, whatever, man. Just move on and, you know? So back to what you were saying about the housing thing and all of that. Yeah, everyone should be able to have their own home, be able to live alone. But unfortunately, the way things are going, boy, it's going to be like 1 bedroom house, like For sure.
But then again, technically,
You, your brother, your sister, everyone will live
but
in
technically,
it.
how things were before, if I'm not mistaken, was that you left your parents' house to go and get married,
Yeah.
which meant you was pairing with somebody.
Yeah.
However, I'm assuming the brunt of the financial responsibility was still on the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess we can. Funny thing, what we'll talk about next week, funny enough, is that I met my sister for the first time last week.
Hey, you got another one?
Yeah, my dad's got a sister. So when my dad passed away,
Yeah.
that's when I realised I had a sister when we did the Zoom call because of the funeral, because it was COVID. I met her for the first time last week. She's 43. Never.
Oh, so you thought you were a senior man before?
Yeah, never know. So my dad's basically got a daughter. So I'm the eldest son for my dad, but I've got an older sister.
Okay.
And I've got a younger brother called Femi. So basically, like, we all went out, 5 of us. So I've got 3 siblings, Michael, Abigail, and me.
Yeah.
Okay, and then obviously my dad had my older sister Ronke, and he's got Femi, who's younger than Michael.
Yeah.
So literally, we all went out to eat, literally for the first time this week. It was mad, because my older sister Ronke, that's the first time she's met all of us. As siblings. Yeah, it was mad. But anyway.